Welcome to Mount Prospect Ice Arena, the site of today's Scholastic Hockey League Game of the Week between the Oak Park River Forest Huskies and the St. Viator Lions. Tyler Rocky with you here. So glad you can be joining us on this Saturday night. We've got an excellent matchup between these two teams who have already played a close battle earlier this season. A 5-4 victory for St. Viator over at OPRF's rink. That resulted in an overtime victory for the Lions to open up their season, and both of these teams have kind of gone through the gauntlet since. St. Viator checks in 8-5, 18 points to their name. They're tied for third in the SHL standings. Meanwhile, OPRF looking to climb its way up those ranks, sitting at 2-10 with 5 points to their name, one of which came against this St. Viator squad. So both of these teams very familiar with each other, and they will hopefully be in store for another great matchup here in Mount Prospect on this Saturday night. Both of these teams, Viator, in their home rink, they've protected Mount Prospect Ice Arena pretty well. 4-3 on the season. They've been actually better on the road, 5-2 record when they travel. Meanwhile, on the other side, it's 1-5 both ways for OPRF. They're searching for their second win away from Oak Park. The coaches in today's matchup, Dave Dyson in his 7th year with OPRF. Previously spent some time at Wheaton West High School. His assistant, Steve Marr. Meanwhile, on the other bench, Tim Benz leads the Lions in his 3rd year after previous stops with both Glenbrook South Varsity and Loyola Gold. Something to look out for today is how both of these teams defend. When you look at the Lions side of things, they've only allowed 2.7 goals per game. Meanwhile, on the other side, that number nearly doubles for the Huskies at 5.3. They did let up 5 last time out against the Lions, and the last one coming in overtime to give St. Viator the win. We'll step aside quickly for the national anthem. Be right back on the Scholastic Hockey League Network. All right, just moments away from puck drop here in Mount Prospect. Let's take a look at the goalies for tonight's matchup. First, for OPRF in net, it's William DeCaro. He's allowing an average of 4 goals per contest, making his 11th start of the season. And on the other side, a little bit of a surprise for you today, Brian Beal, appearing in just his 3rd contest of the season. He allows an average of 3 goals per game and has a 2-0 record on the season. Not the usual senior Michael Petreka in net. He's appeared in 10 matches so far. Does have a shade worse of a goals allowed average at 3.1 from Beal. But either way that Tim Benz leans, he's getting a quality player in net. Some of the most prolific scorers in the league also highlighted in this matchup. Brett Johnson on one end for OPRF, and for St. Viator, it's Sean Wagner. And we are underway here in Mount Prospect. Puck dumped all the way down, gathered in by Nicholas Houston. Floated around the boards and kept in with the Lions. Up ahead off a stick of De Alba and frozen by DeCaro for our second faceoff of this young game. Logan Greifelt and Sean Wagner on the dot. And it's won by Wagner and a tip-in score right out of the gates. Raymond Hart, his 9th goal of the season. Another one of the trusty offensive weapons on this St. Viator's team, and they score just over a minute into this contest. So how about that early offense? And at the 16:38 mark in the first, we've already got a goal on the board. Face-off won by OPRF. Puck bounced around in the air. Tacked in by DeCaro. It comes out of his crease. Battle for it in the corner. Won by the Huskies, at least for the moment. Taken back by Hart. His shot flutters way high. Gathered back in. Another look. Rebound out in front, but there to knock it away was Andalina. DeCaro being put to the test early on here. And now OPRF will clear. Dumped up. And Michael DeCaro holds it in. And this one goes all the way the length of the ice for an icing. Zach Greifelt and James Gorman on for the face-off. Won by Viator. Cycled around the net. Over on the far side. Picked up by Gorman. Up top, it's Wilson. He puts a shot on net. Kick save made by DeCaro. Greifelt came away with it for a second. And the pass knocked away. Gurn keeps it in for the Lions momentarily. And another sloppy gathering that time. There's a shot and a save made with the glove out of the stick of Gurn. Lions very active here in the early going. A big reason why they are out to that 1-goal lead courtesy of Raymond Hart. Just a minute and 22 seconds into the contest. That brings Nicholas Konena on for the faceoff. He wins it right away. Stick save made by DeCaro. Konena chases it down. Won by the Huskies. Elliot Bejo flicks it the other way. Puck flying around into the corner. A battle for it between Bejo and Torresanian. DeCaro tracks that one down from out of his net. Bell couldn't handle that one, and it's dumped away by Houston. Here's another shot, stick save made. Fluttered around in the air for a second and knocked into the neutral zone by Bliss. OPRF yet to really gain any possession in this game so far. There goes De Alba. Trying to chase that one down, can't get to it. Off the stick of De Alba, and sent the length of the ice. That time it's William Manerick. Battle in the neutral zone, taken away by the Huskies. Aaron pass, and it is into the corner. Fight for the puck, won by the Lions. Ricochet off the board. Here's Tommy O'Neill. He goes into the corner with Michael DeCaro. Sent around, and OPRF gets it right back, but not before Will Belkey went to the ice. And a whistle will have our first penalty. So first power play opportunity, and it's going to the Huskies after Connor Taylor whistled for the infraction. And the Huskies will go a man up for 2 minutes. DeCaro sifts it, and Lempia picks it up. Lempia tries to chase down his own mishandling, and it's dumped all the way the length of the ice. Good clear there right out of the gate by St. Viator. Tripping the official call on Taylor. That one's dumped all the way down. Wagner wins the race to it. And he sends it back into the defensive zone. Olympia got a stick on that one, and will lead the charge again. Jack Chambers gets it ahead to Zach Reifelt. Reifelt met at the blue line, spun out of there by Nicholas Houston. And a whistle, some activity near the boards, and an offside called against OPRF. That'll bring in a quick change for the Huskies, who trail right now 1-0 with 57 seconds to go on the power play. Connor Taylor, the guilty party on the trip. Huskies will move in for a charge here. DeAlba. Stick handles through the middle of the ice. Sent around the back end of the boards. Here's a good look for DeAlba. Tries to put a shot on net, but it's knocked down at the point of attack by Sean Wilson. Feed from behind the net. Looking for something in front. Can't find anything. Feed cross ice, looking for DeAlba. He can't come up with it. It's tracked down by Andalina behind the cage. 10 seconds left on the power play. One last look here for OPRF, and that might do it. DeCaro pulls it back in, and just like that, the power play has been killed successfully by St. Viator. DeCaro holds in right at the blue line, gets past one defender. Chance to move past another, can't do it. Puck goes across the ice and pulled in by St. Viator. Ricochets off the glass into the neutral zone. And it's gathered back in by Sean Wilson, who will send that one down and get a change. Under 11 minutes to play here, first period of action. Only tally on the board so far, a Raymond Hart goal. A little over a minute in. Here's a good look for OPRF right in front, and it goes high. Benjamin Bliss, the one who sent it into the air. Bliss almost had another opportunity there, but taken away by the Lions. Here's a feed in front. It's Wilson in front of the cage, and he scores. Sean Wagner goes 5-hole on DeCaro and extends the St. Viator lead to 2. Pretty move there from Sean Wagner, who's trying to stay ahead of his teammate Raymond Hart in the goals standings. Wagner entered this contest with 9 scores, which was tied for second. He'll move into sole possession of second now, his 10th of the season, as Hart moves into that tie for third after his early tally. DeCaro flings it off the stick into the corner. That one goes wide of the net and pulled back in by DeCaro. That being Michael DeCaro. A look in front. Wagner tried to eye down an assist there. Looking for some traffic in front of the net. Here's a shot and into the glove of DeCaro. That's Ty Schaefer on the shot there. The sophomore just called up from junior varsity. A number of players injured for the Lions right now. A total of 3 guys sitting out today. Face off that time from Connor Taylor, won by St. Viator. Taylor spins off one defender, deflection in front, and held back in by St. Viator. Sent around, gathered in by Taylor, couldn't get a clean look on it, and it's picked back up by Tommy O'Neill. Stolen away, Belkey. Here he comes with a little bit of pace, trying to cut into this 2-goal deficit, and it's given right back. And that has been the thing that's plagued this OPRF team so far through these first 8 minutes of play. Those neutral zone turnovers have really allowed St. Viator to keep possession. There's another look in front and knocked down at the point of defense out of the stick of O'Neill. Taylor, as the net comes dislodged, DeCaro was bumped a little bit, which pried the goal loose. And now both teams will get in a change here. 8:47 to go, first period. A couple of goals from the usual suspects. Raymond Hart, his 9th of the season, minute 22 in. Then Sean Wagner picked up his 10th of the year at the 10:20 mark. This one into the glove. It goes of DeCaro. Michael Callahan, the one to put the shot on net. Face off won by the Huskies. Here comes Andalina towards the midline, and he loses a handle on it, as a number of Huskies have done so far today. Halfway home in period number 1, and it's been all Lions so far, both in time of possession as well as on the scoreboard. Get a whistle that time, and we will have a face-off in the neutral zone. Chased down by Gorman. Operating behind the net. Looking for something in front, and it's out of the reach of Alexander Gurn. St. Viator will dump that one in. Nice check there that time. On the back end by Michael Nobregas. Nobregas, a look in front, looking for Gurn, and he couldn't come up with it. A golden opportunity there, and it's washed away by the stick of Gurn. There's another look. Nobregas fighting for it in the corner, picked back up by Gurn. Held up at the blue line. There's a shot, a deflection in front, and it goes wide of the net. Konena got a piece of that one right in front. Puck skittering right at the goal line, extended, but not before a whistle. And that's going to send Michael Nobregas to the penalty box. Second power play opportunity coming up for the Huskies. Unsuccessful on the first. Let's see if they can make good on this second attempt. Not going to do it with passing like that, though. And it's cleared all the way down. D'Alba will bring it up. So no Bregas called for roughing. Already 30 seconds gone. OPRF yet to get off a clean possession. Here's Brett Johnson into the game. Haven't seen much of him so far. One of the prolific players on this Huskies roster. Tied for 7th in the league with 7 goals. Trying to keep pace with Raymond Hart and Sean Wagner in the blue and red. DeCaro is spun out of his stick. And it's picked back up by the Lions. Held in by the Huskies for the moment, and then tapped away by St. Viator into the neutral zone, and OPRF forced to reset. Another clear that time by St. Viator, and they'll get a change with it. 40 seconds to go on the penalty. Here's Johnson, met by a double team and lost the handle of the puck. Spun out of there, kept in by the Huskies, and quickly given back the other way. It's O'Neill. Maybe with a little shorthanded action here. Here's a look in front for Wagner, and he pots it. Shorthanded goal, Sean Wagner picks up his second of the contest. And with 5:41 to go in this first period, it is all Lions in the early going. Wagner's 11th of the season as he continues to scale the rankings in the entire Scholastic Hockey League for total goals. So OPRF can't muster up a goal, at least through the first minute 48 of this penalty. And on the flip side, St. Viator capitalizes on a mistake by the Huskies and turns it into a goal of their own. Coach Dyson chatting things over with his Huskies team, an experienced group. They bring back 11 varsity players from last season, their first season in the Scholastic Hockey League. First and third periods, not really where this Huskies team thrives. We've got 9 total goals in those 2 frames alone. Meanwhile, the second period, really where this Oak Park River Forest team comes alive. 14 goals when they hit the middle stanza. They'll need an offensive explosion if they want to keep pace with St. Viator in this contest, because right now the Lions are putting the blitz on early on. St. Viator, just like OPRF, a pretty experienced group, 12 returning varsity players. According to their head coach, Tim Benz, we don't have the run and gun, fast break style of play we did last year, but certainly seeing it today, especially on that shorthanded goal by Wagner just moments ago. Another successful penalty killed off by St. Viator. Vituli was taken to the ground. There's another look inside and a delayed penalty called. Hart tried to get his second goal of this matchup. And instead, he'll set up the first power play opportunity for St. Viator. Zach Greifelt, the guilty party. Looked like may have been a trip down right in front of that crease. Benjamin Bliss and Sean Wagner on for the faceoff. Greifelt in the box for 2. Hard up top. Shot knocked down out of the stick of Jarose. Houston, the captain on this team, gets it over to Jarose. He plays catch with Hart. Back to Hart. Thought about a shot instead, winds it up for Houston, and it's knocked away by DeCaro. Kept back in by St. Viator. Calm and composed on this power play opportunity so far. Here's the dangerous Wagner, a look in front, knocked out of there. Hart tried to bat that one out of the air, kept alive. Houston looking for a deflection in front. Puck right in front of the crease. Wagner sent that one wide right. And that one will trickle into the neutral zone about a minute into this power play opportunity. Good clear that time by Burton to send it the length of the ice. Held in by Weinberg momentarily, and it finally goes back to the Lions. 40 seconds to go on the power play. And another clear, this time it's D'Alba who launches it the other way. There's been good looks for St. Viator so far, but have not cashed in through the first 90 seconds. Here's a look in front. Konena had it knocked down by the body of DeCaro. Tarosian crosses the ice. That one deflected in the air off the stick of Konena. Callahan with it at the point. Looking for Hart. Back up top, it's Wilson, and he gets it to go. Sean Wilson. His second goal of this 2019-2020 season. And St. Viator cashes in on the power play and keeps its foot on the gas here in period number 1. It is 4-0 Lions. We'll recap the scoring for you. Raymond Hart got the onslaught going. Just a minute 22 in, he followed it up with a Sean Wagner goal, and Wagner with a repeating act, albeit in a short-handed effort, just moments later. And then Sean Wilson gets into the action as well to make it 4-0. 3 minutes to go here in period number 1 from Mount Prospect Ice Arena. This is the Scholastic Hockey League game of the week. Thanks for spending a part of your Saturday night with us. Taylor wraps it around, kept in front. Neneric almost had a golden opportunity there to set up a teammate, but lost the handle on the puck. Not a lot of action in net for Brian Beal. Wrap it around, and DeLina. Huskies pick it up. Here's DeCaro. He'll try a slap shot, and it's knocked wide by Beal. Into the corner it goes. A little over 2 minutes to play here in the first period. Huskies just trying to keep St. Viator off the board before the second stanza begins. Not the way Coach Dyson drew up this first. There's a shot that's deflected down. Nice work there by John Jarosz. There's another look in front. Nobody there for the rebound, though, and it's picked up by the Lions with under 2 to play. Johnson looking for the puck in front. He doesn't get it from anyone. Battle in the corner. Puck lodged free, and it's dumped down by Gray Burton. Here come the Lions on the charge. Ricochets off the boards, picked up by Gurn. Settles in the St. Viator offense. Shot knocked down. Nice work there defensively by Sam Weinberg, trying to turn it into some offense here. Battle for the puck, and it's won on the opposite end by Michael Callahan. Callahan pushes the pace up ahead to Nobregas. Now Gurn with it. Sends it around. 50 seconds to go here in the first. Burton defers it off, and it's kept in by the Lions. Pulled around. 2-on-1 fight for it in favor of St. Viator, and it goes back into the corner. Rosian. Looking for one last charge here with 30 seconds left. Here's a shot and a nice save that time. DeCaro sealed off that post and didn't let St. Viator attack him on the inside. 15 seconds left here, period number 1. It's all Lions so far. Pair of goals from Sean Wagner, Raymond Hart, and Sean Wilson rather, also pitching in on the efforts. Deflected off the boards, and that's going to do it here in period number 1. St. Viator, a 4 spot in the first, and are looking to keep that momentum rolling. But a potent second period offense for the Huskies awaits them when we return. We'll be right back on the Scholastic Hockey League Game of the Week. All right, we're back for period number 2 here in Mount Prospect. Tyler Hockey with you here on the Scholastic Hockey League Network Game of the Week. And so far, a one-sided contest in favor of St. Viator as the two teams flip sides. Beal pounces on that one. Some extracurriculars after the play, like Andalina and is that Sean Wagner getting into it a little bit after the play. Let's recap the scoring for you. Out of the chute, it was Raymond Hart to open up the early massacre for this Lions team. He did it just a minute 22 seconds in. Sean Wagner followed it up 6 minutes later with his first goal of the night. He followed it up with his second on a shorthanded effort not too long after. And then Sean Wilson, a power play goal with 3:15 remaining in the first. And that's got us our 4-0 score here early on. Complete opposite of what we saw the first time out. A closely contested matchup. And now, are they going to get a penalty there, or was it offsides? And it is indeed going to be a penalty. This one against Sean Wagner, the prolific goal scorer, already has netted a pair so far. So 2 minutes in the box for Wagner. Couldn't quite see what the infraction was. It was away from the puck, it appeared. And now, Oak Park River Forest with its third power play opportunity of the night. Oh for 2 thus far, as evidenced by the goose egg still on the scoreboard for them, but they haven't really even got many shots off with the man advantage. In fact, St. Viator, the one who's come away with the goal, is Sean Wagner, who is in the box luckily for the Huskies. He has the shorthanded tally. 25 seconds in, and Beal pounces on that last puck. Belke wins it for OPRF. Dropped into Andolina. Scuffed around into the corner. Overload over on that strong side. Another Raceford in the corner. And it's flicked out of there by John Jarosz. Jarosz, one of those players who Coach Benz really likes on that back end defensively, just so tough to get past at all times. And there he is again, who pops it into the mitt of Beal. Minute and 2 seconds killed off the 2-minute power play opportunity. Huskies trying to avoid going 0 for 3 with the extra man here in the early going. Greifel. He'll draw Konena on the dot. Flicked around and gathered in by OPRF. Here's D'Alba. He puts a shot up. Traffic in front of the net. Beal doesn't have a clean look on it, and he finally freezes that one before danger could strike. And that's the best look we've seen so far today for OPRF. And it does not result in a goal early on. Beal testing out his legs after that one. Looks to be all right. Greifel and Konena again. Held in by the Huskies. Chambers, he'll try a slap shot. That's well wide, nearly ricocheted off the glove and stick of Beal and into his own net, but he corralled it at the last second before an own goal nearly struck. .40 seconds left on the power play for OPRF. Again, already their third opportunity on the man advantage. Have yet to cash in so far tonight. Andolina in a battle in the corner. Goes back up top, Chambers. Off the chest of Beal, another look in front, and it's flicked all the way the length of the ice. Excellent work there from Wozniak. Huskies getting their best looks on the power play that they've gotten tonight. Tapped ahead, Andolina. Flicked back to Chambers. He's spearheaded a lot of the offensive efforts for OPRF tonight, but none have led to any goals. Andolina uses the forearm to create some separation. Bell chipped from behind, and it's picked up with some pace here up ahead. Another shorthanded opportunity. No, it won't be, as the penalty officially killed off. And here come the Huskies the other way. Knocked from behind, and an easy call that time. Now some extracurriculars as Bell and Taylor, a little bit of pushing and shoving. That'll send Benny Wozniak to the penalty box. And just as one penalty kill expires, OPRF set up with yet another power play opportunity. So Wozniak in the box for 2 minutes, and the fourth power play try here for the Huskies. They've started to get a little bit of flow offensively, but has not led to any production thus far. Puck went into the netting as Wilson tried to clear it all the way around the boards, and we'll set up another face-off. OPRF keeps it in the offensive zone. Belke puts one on Cage, and a whistle. I think one referee on the far side thought that Beal got on that one, but it clearly went away. Almost giving the little my bad as he was skating around. That was not his call, I don't believe. Maybe just got a little trigger happy with the whistle. Regardless, OPRF retains possession of the puck. No one was there for the rebound regardless. There's a shot off the deflection. Andalina nearly put it in, but it went just wide right. And a whistle. We may have a high stick here. Referees confer at the blue line to discuss this one. The same referee that made that errant call as the puck came out of the mitt of Beal. Minute 29 left on the power play for Oak Park. They're going to wipe that discussion off, so no high stick called that time against the Huskies. And with 13:19 to go in the second period, OPRF another offensive opportunity here. Deflected off a stick, and it's Wagner. He sends it the length of the ice. Raymond Hart, a good opportunity here. Kick save made in net by DeCaro. You're not going to see Raymond Hart whiff on too many one-on-one opportunities with the goalkeeper, but that time DeCaro did just enough with that left leg to keep it a 4-0 contest. Hart was looking for that second goal. Here's a 2-on-2. Bet up ahead. Here's a shot. Save made. Excellent work that time by Beal, who keeps the shutout alive. Houston had a good look at it that time. Callahan tried to be there for the rebound as well. But how about the play so far of Brian Beal? Doesn't get in often, just his third game this season. But so far, he's passed the test through the first 22-ish minutes. There's another look in front. Rebound, but nobody there to pick it up in front of the net. 45 seconds to go on the power play for the Huskies, as that one sent the length of the ice and finally gathered back in. DeCaro dumps that one down, and Beal pounces on it. 27 seconds to go on the power play. The fourth opportunity thus far for OPRF, and still no goals on the scoreboard. D'Alba picks it up, sends it up top. Here's Chambers. He'll try one. It goes wide left. Another look, a wraparound in front, and the net gets dislodged. Belke was in on the action for that one. He can pry it away. "18 seconds left on the power play. Benny Wozniak in the box right now. Belke whiffed on it a couple times and finally gathered it in. Chambers, he'll try one. That one deflected at the point. D'Alba tries to keep it alive. 3 seconds left on the power play. And just like that, St. Viator has killed off 4 penalties. But here we go with another one, potentially. Who's this going to be against? And it goes against Nobregas. Already his second penalty today. That'll bump him up to a dozen penalty minutes on the season. And now we get a 5th opportunity here for Oak Park River Forest to try to salvage a man-up advantage. Kanana and Belke on for the face-off, and it's won by the Huskies. Tapped around, some movement in front of the net, and the cage dislodged once again. Well, you can't fault OPRF these last couple of times. They've put the puck on net a good amount these last 3 power plays. But just credit the job of Brian Beal in net. Flicked out of there and picked up by Chambers in the neutral zone. Forces a reset. Sent the other way. Candelina in a battle for it with Callahan. Now D'Alba and Tarosian go after it. Won by D'Alba. Moves past one defender and Wilson knocks it out of there. Nobody in front to try to pick up any sort of rebound. And DeCaro sends that one in to the St. Viator bench. 1:19 to go on the penalty that was called against Michael Nobregas. 11:06 to go in period number 2. No offense thus far. However, there have been 3 penalties called, all of which have gone against St. Viator. Martin Lempia tries to control the puck. Greifelt sent it to a teammate. That's Brett Johnson, who has not been on the ice very much so far today. One of the best players, not just on OPRF, but in the entire Scholastic Hockey League. 2-on-1 in the corner. Houston battling with Johnson and Greifelt for it. Greifelt had a beat on it for a second, and it's taken away. Here's Wagner. Moves past one defender. He's sent into the boards. And we'll get a penalty here on a cross-check called. I think they tagged Batia with that one. So 4-on-4 coming up. No, it's Greifelt who gets charged with the cross-check on that one. So we'll have a 4-on-4 for 36 seconds. And then St. Viator will get a minute 24 with a man up. Huskies win that faceoff for the moment. St. Viator tried to keep it in with Jarosz, but couldn't do so. They're looking for a penalty right in front of their bench, and they don't get it. Sam Weinberg may have been interfered with. There's another one. Now they're looking for a cross-check, and they don't get it. Weinberg got beaten and battered right there, but didn't hear the whistle called in his favor once. Fight for it along the boards, and it's sent the length of the ice and picked up by Houston. So that kills off the St. Viator penalty, which gives the Lions now a minute and 10 seconds with the man advantage. Here's Hart, blowing by a couple defenders, trying to do it all himself, loses a handle of the puck, and finally gathers it back in the corner. Sent back up for Houston. He'll try his luck on Cage. A look in front, and DeCaro falls on it. William DeCaro definitely has been much sharper here in the second period. Unfortunately for him, his offense has not found twine once. 9:15 to go here in period number 2. 52 seconds left on the penalty. Just the second power play opportunity thus far. That being for St. Viator. We've already seen 5 chances for OPRF, resulting in 0 goals. Beal gets that one into the glove, no worries. 40 seconds to go on the penalty. 9:03 to go here in period number 2. Picked up, and that shot goes right into the glove once again of DeCaro. Harut Tarosian put the pressure on that time. How about this for stats early on? 22 shots on goal so far for St. Viator to just 12 for the Huskies. And keep in mind, they've got 3 more power play opportunities, that being the Huskies, than the Lions, and there's still that massive disparity. Fighting the corner for it. Battled around. Gathered back in. Wilson. He's got the latest goal. That came back in the first period with 3:15 to go. Both offenses have been silent for quite some time now. Here's a look in front. Knocked down and picked up as the penalty is killed off by OPRF. And Delina tries to play it off the boards. Wilson halts that effort. Up ahead it goes to O'Neill, and here he comes on the charge with a 3-on-2, but his pass a bit too far in front of Konena. Flicked off the boards. Pinballing around and finally picked up by the Huskies, who's caught St. Viator mid-change. Let's see if they can take advantage. Here's a look in front. Laudadio had it knocked away from him before he could impose any threat. Skipped around, and it's given into Callahan. Couldn't come away with that puck cleanly initially, and then finally taken away. Here comes with St. Viator, and DeCaro sends that one towards the glass. 7:15 to go here, period number 2. It's all St. Viator, and it's all in the first period, where they got all 4 of their goals. Tapped around, it goes to De Alba. Moves past one defender, tries to get through another, but is met by a wall of what looked like 4 Lions. Trying to do it all himself. A 1-on-4 attack that time, and it did not pay off. Puck goes all the way down for the icing. Elliot Bejo will take this one for Oak Park. And Sean Wagner and his pair of goals go to the dot and win it. Here's Hart up ahead. He's got teammates behind him. He's going to try to do it himself, and it goes wide off the shot, kicked away by DeCaro. Loose in the corner. Picked back up Hart. He'll put another shot up. That one's knocked away by DeCaro once again. Giroux at the blue line. Sent into the corner. Looking up top. Schaefer, the sophomore JV call-up. Bounces one off the boards. And it's finally gathered back in by Oak Park River Forest for the time being. But Giroux comes back up with it. He's met by Johnson, and he prized the net loose. And it looks like we're going to get a penalty against Brett Johnson. Johnson trying to plead his case to our officials, but it doesn't look like he's going to win that one. And now St. Viator goes on the power play for just the 3rd time tonight. So Johnson will be sent away for 2. And that's the leading goal scorer in the penalty box right now for Oak Park. 7 goals, tied for 7th entering tonight's contest amongst all goal scorers in the league. Slashing the call against Johnson. Taylor tapped it in, and he couldn't get a stick up in time to save that one. Houston, he's met by Bell. And finally gathered in by O'Neill. Goes the other way. Taylor puts a shot up, but it goes wide. Minute 14 to go here on the power play. 5:14 left in the second. Houston slides one through. Second chance opportunity, and it's good. Connor Taylor gets his name on the scoring sheet off the loose change. And just like that, the lead balloons to 5 with 5:08 to go here in the second. Not much of a contest thus far, but excellent work by the Lions to just get the puck on cage. And a delayed penalty called. Beal was scurrying off the ice, and they'll get a cross-check in the corner against OPRF. So a chance at yet another power play goal. Now we're starting to see the opportunities even up in terms of power play chances. And this one's against Logan Greifeld. That's his third penalty. Kind of plays the enforcer role on this team. That's now 23 penalty minutes he'll have logged after this one's done. So with 5 minutes to go here in the second period, still a goose egg on the scoreboard for the Huskies, and offensive execution galore for St. Viator. Jarose holds at the blue line. There's a shot from Hart, and it's saved by DeCaro. We saw 5 goals from St. Viator against Oak Park the first time they met in the season opener. And we've already seen 5 goals here through a period and then some. Here's Gurn. Skates his way into the corner, feeds it back, looking for his guy Wagner. Flipped up into the air, and across the neutral zone it goes. Gathered back in by Houston. Jarose trying to fly by one defender. Saved in, and Hart corrals it. Houston had it go off his skate and picked up, and a delayed penalty called. A clear textbook trip there. And now for 62 seconds, the Lions will go on the 5-on-3. That one called against Jack Chambers. He's also found himself in the penalty box, entered today with 18 penalty minutes. Minute and 2 of 5-on-3 action here for St. Viator, and with the way things have gone for them, this feels like it's a goal waiting to happen. Cycled around. Here's Wilson with it. There's another chance, and that goes wide. It looked like the goal came off its hinges for a second. Tarosian put the power on that one. And it was the goal that came undone. Referees fix it momentarily. 43 seconds left for the 5-on-3. After that, if St. Viator cannot score over these next 43 seconds, they'll get another 58 with a one-man advantage. And now we're going to get a goalie change. Out comes DeCaro, and here comes Callum Dickel. So Dickel enters the match for just the 4th time this season. Has a goals allowed average of 5.5. and an 814 save percentage, or we may see DeCaro stay in. It looks to be, I don't know if they're making sure he didn't get rung up by that last shot that came at him, or maybe some blood. And so yes, DeCaro will stay in. All right, everything's sorted out here. 43 seconds left on the 5-on-3, a minute 41 on the overall penalty. St. Viator, really golden opportunity here to score once again and hang half a dozen through the first 2 periods. Here's a look, knocked away. Wozniak couldn't come away with it. Gathered back in, here's Wilson. He'll try to go cross ice. It goes behind the net. Callahan couldn't get it on cage. Fed back up to Callahan. Some traffic in front of the net and nobody there to put that one away. Konena was the closest one to it. All he had to do was get a stick on it and he had an open side of the net. First penalty is killed off. It's now a 5-on-4 after Wilson whiffs on that attempt right there. 45 seconds left to kill here for OPRF. This would be huge for defensive momentum in a game where the score probably out of hand, so it'd be tough to see the Huskies coming back in this one, but hey, crazier things have happened. In fact, there was a youth matchup right before this one where one team was trailing by 2 goals with 20 seconds left. They got 2 in 9 seconds and then went on to win in overtime. So the Mount Prospect Ice Arena has already seen some supreme drama so far today. Can we get some more here? It's going to take a lot more out of the Huskies, and it looks like they may go on the power play right here. And they will. They'll send Jarosz to the box. So only 2 seconds left here for the 4-on-4 rather. So that's essentially a moot point, and we'll get a minute 58 of power play for the Huskies, who have gone dry in that regard. This is their 7th opportunity here, 0 for 6 so far, as that shot goes high out of the stick of Raymond Hart that had so much power on it, it knocked the stick right out of the hands of DeCaro. 1:56 to go here in the second. 1:52 left on the power play, so the Huskies should be in control for much of the remainder of this second period. Again, this is where they really like to come alive. They've scored 14 second period goals to just 9 in the other 2 stanzas combined, and an offsides called that time against the Huskies. No goals in any periods thus far today. And with 1:43 to go here in the second period, we'll get a face-off in the neutral zone. Tapped around. Hart battling with Andalina for it in the corner. Andalina got the seal on it and kept it alive for Laudadio. Belke trying to pick that one up. Instead, it's gathered back in by D'Alba. Vituli, a nice defensive play to send that one the other way. Nice hustle. That time by Sean Wagner to get to it, but couldn't come up with it. You know, you get that first shorthanded goal and you start to maybe try to bite for a second, and Wagner keeping that effort level up here throughout. There's a good look off the mask of Beal, and it goes the other way. A delayed penalty coming up here as Hart got leveled right in front of his goalkeeper's crease. He's still down. He's got the forearms and knees on the ice. And He'll get some medical assistance here after getting hit pretty hard. So we will get a 4-on-4 for the remainder of the period, as Hart being attended to. He was the first goal scorer tonight and one of the most prolific offensive players in the entire league. Starting to get up a little bit, showing us some strength. He's off all fours and just on his knees. And gets up and will skate off under his own power. Trying to do some hockey moves as he gets off, but in a 5-goal game right now, I'd be surprised to see him come back. Oak Park penalty went against David Andalina. That's his first today. So 4-on-4 for the final 50-ish seconds here in the second period. And then St. Viator will get a minute and 5 seconds as we hit the third. Here's a feed in front, and it's taken away. Chambers leading the charge for the Huskies. Chambers tries to slide one through, nobody there to pick it up though. Johnson just a beat slow on it. Now it's Johnson with it. He tries to find Bejo in front, and again, another overshot pass that time. Bejo couldn't control it, and an easy scoop up for Beal. Beal with 12 saves so far today. He's been very good and has made some crucial plays. You know, you've been tested when your team's gone on the penalty kill 7 times. And Beal, a big reason why this game is not much closer. This could easily be a 5-3 match right now, as we're just moments away from the third. Instead, it's 5-0. Houston had it poked away for a second, but he regathers. There's Lempia. That shot goes off a stick, and Gorman picks it up. 5 seconds to go. Bejo tries to make something happen before the end of the second. And now the teams will go to the locker rooms after 2. One will get a very happy pep talk. The other will be a deflated locker room. 5-0 right now. St. Viator all over this Huskies team here through 2. We'll be right back to Mount Prospect Ice Arena in a bit. You're watching the Scholastic Hockey League Game of the Week. Welcome back. Quick transition between the second and third periods with a 5-goal lead in favor of St. Viator. Tyler Rocky with you here on the SHL Game of the Week. St. Viator only 1 goal in that second period, a 4-goal onslaught in the first, and they've got a power play opportunity. Good to see Raymond Hart back out there on the ice. He went down hard towards the end of that second period, but seems to be skating with no visible limitations. Hart trying to track this one down. 30 seconds left on the power play for St. Viator. Kept in Houston. Here's Hart with it. Looking for a teammate and had it dislodged for a second. Excellent work there by Bejo. And that should kill off most of the remainder of this power play. So yet another penalty kill as the door slams shut, and we're at even strength here. Here's Houston, got a deflection off a skate, but nothing on target. Now a race for the puck to the corner, and a quick change. Here's Wozniak trying to go 1-on-5, nearly got that one past DeCaro, but a last-minute kick save made by the goalkeeper. Tarosian in a battle with it, 1-on-2, and he comes away with it. Tarosian, excellent look in front. Wozniak's shot is blocked by DeCaro. And a good job there by DeCaro, who is definitely sharpened up after the first period. He may have been rattled after seeing those first 4 go through, but just one through these last period and then some. Running clock here with the 5-goal lead in favor of St. Viator. Bejo in a scuffle for it, and DeCaro has no choice but to freeze. Recap the scoring for you here. Raymond Hart, the first goal, just a minute 22 seconds in. Then after that, it was back-to-back Sean Wagner goals, including a shorthanded one as the latter. There's another look in front, that one right in front of the crease, but it goes just a tad wide. Bregas nearly potted his first goal of tonight, and instead, Chambers comes away with it for OPRF. Getting back to the scoring, that was followed up by a Sean Wilson power play goal in the first period, then the lone tally in the second, a Connor Taylor goal with a man advantage. OPRF 0 for 8 on the power play today. Meanwhile, you're seeing St. Viator 2 for 6. A lot of bodies flying there. And finally a whistle call. It should be a trip right behind the net. And it's going to go against Batia. So as I mentioned, 2 for 6 so far today on the power play for St. Viator, and they'll get another look at it right here. Taylor and Bliss on the faceoff, and it's won by Bliss and OPRF. Flipped around, Bell had for a second. Here's a shot, knocked down by DeCaro, loose in front of the net, and Bliss tried to get it out of there, but nothing doing. O'Neal keeps it alive. Finds a teammate, it's Houston. Over on the far side, a shot and a save made. William Manerick on the shot, and DeCaro got a glove on it. Under 13 minutes to play. Just a minute 15 left on this power play opportunity here for St. Viator. Again, both those clocks running with a 5-goal lead. Taylor and D'Alba for the faceoff. And that's back-to-back penalty kill faceoff wins by OPRF. D'Alba tracks it down. Had his clear attempt deflected by a couple of Lions, and D'Alba gets it back in, and this one won't catch any piece of anyone. Houston regathers his team. St. Viator well on its way to advancing to 9-5 and picking up a pair of points to move into a tie for second with GBN. Here's a look in front and a great save by DeCaro. O'Neill tried to go 5-hole on him, but DeCaro wasn't having anything with it as he made the butterfly save. Monarch has that one knocked away by DeCaro. Cycled around from behind. Wagner met by a double team. Here's a shot deflection by Hart, and it goes just wide. DeCaro may have gotten a piece of that just to scurry it a bit wide right. Puck floated around and finally picked up by Jarose. His shot goes wide left. Hart there. He's checked in the corner. Poked away. Here's Wagner looking for a hat trick. He can't get it to go. Another save for DeCaro. Boy, has he been sharp here in periods 2 and 3. "26 saves and a delayed penalty here as the first penalty kill has been called off, and now we get a little extra party here over on the far side. Both sides going after it, and OPRF going on the penalty, rather the power play once again. So 10:35 and ticking with the 5-goal lead. Referees have not delegated anyone to the box yet. Someone may have gotten an unsportsmanlike there. So someone could be done for the night. Hart and Jarose, the two in the box right now. We'll see whose penalty is what momentarily as the clock continues to wind here. 9:50 and counting. A 5-0 lead for St. Viator. And they're actually going to call a double minor on that one. So Jarose, his second time in the penalty box, and Raymond Hart there for the first time today. That's a 5-on-3 here for 2 minutes for OPRF. Let's see if they can capitalize and get that first goal of the night. They have not had a 5-on-3 opportunity yet. In fact, St. Viator had one, and the Huskies killed it off. Here's a good look. Batia, his shot, and he gets it to go. That's one way to pause the scoring drought as Batia, a postage stamp into the upper left corner. At this point, just really playing for statistics. Well, that pulls them within 4 and at least freezes the clock right here. That'll release one man out of the box. And with 9:28 to go here in the third, we've got a 4-goal game. Nine minutes to play, another look in front. OPRF still on the power play. They finally got one to go through for them. Took them 9 tries, and they get a 10th one here. Here's Batia, the goal scorer. He'll lead the charge up. And it goes the length of the ice for icing. 8:45 left to go here in the third. Again, the clock does now stop at every stoppage. With the 5-goal lead, you get the running clock. We saw about 9 minutes drained off that way, but OPRF has started to cut into that St. Viator lead again. These two teams played a much closer battle in the opener, went to overtime. Doesn't look like we'll be getting that tonight though, but crazier things have happened. Flicked up ahead. Batted behind the net. Another look in front. Bhatia tried to get another one. He can't get it to fall. Nice pass that time by Johnson. Whiff on that one. Bejo couldn't get a clean stick on it, and it goes up into the rafters, off the ceiling, to freeze the clock at 8:10. So we'll get a offensive zone face-off for the Huskies. 21 seconds left on the power play. Raymond Hart will be released when that timer runs out. Clanked around the boards, and DeCaro flicks it away. Chambers lost it for a second. Here's Wozniak. Nice save, DeCaro. Second effort, no good as well. Konena tried to get a shot off, but DeCaro said not today. I'll tell you what, William DeCaro looks like a completely different goalkeeper here ever since the second period began. There's another shorthanded look, and it's bounced on by DeCaro once again. That's 3 really good opportunities for St. Viator to score while a man down. And DeCaro halts all 3. He's made 28 saves tonight. Turnaround look for Konena goes wide. There's DeCaro with it. Bell. Up ahead, Wozniak. Floated around and gathered in by Burton. Sent up the boards, but held in by Wilson. Michael DeCaro this time battles in the corner with Konena for it. 2-on-2 scrum for the puck. Knocked away, kept alive by St. Viator. Konena. Back to Taylor. Goes off a skate of Tarosian. Weinberg, a scuffle for it. He can't come up with it. Another tussle for the puck. 3-on-1, and somehow it's the one of St. Viator to come away with it. Wilson lost the handle momentarily, sent all the way around, and it's wrapped up by Burton. Fight for it in the corner, stolen away. Turnaround look for Tarosian. Bounced around, deflected, and kept in by Tarosian. He gives off Wozniak. Wozniak may trigger here, no, instead he'll give off a better look, and it's knocked away. Nobody there for the rebound. Another good look and great save by DeCaro. Jarosz couldn't come away with the goal. Under 6 minutes to play here in period number 3. 5-1. Thanks to an Ezra Bhatia goal. That came with 9:28 left here in the third. Weinberg weaves through traffic, picked up Bell, and a whistle. Looks like a penalty coming up over near those boards. And it's going to go against Weinberg. Weinberg's first trip to the box tonight. So a power play opportunity coming up here for St. Viator for the next 2 minutes. 8th chance so far today. They've cashed in on 2. Off the face-off, and here come the Lions into the neutral zone. Bounced around off the boards. Held back in by Manerick. O'Neill gives off Manerick. Trying to find a cutter. Had one guy chopped down in front. It was Taylor. Weinberg officially called for roughing. Skate around, a look in front. Nobody there to get a clean stick on it. And away with it comes Andalina. He's got a 1-on-2. Tried to deflect one off the boards. And now we're going to get a penalty away from the ice. Looked like a slash against Taylor. So just when you thought you had a power play opportunity to put the icing on the cake and trigger that running clock again, instead it turns into a 4-on-4 with Oak Park River Forest potentially getting a man up for 50 seconds. Bejo and Wagner fight for it, and it's Wagner and the Lions that come away with it. There's a look in front, taken away by De Alba. They slowed down Raymond Hart that time. Flicked up by Bejo. He'll try to chase after it, doesn't win the race to it, but gets a stick on a deflection, and it's given back Viator's way. Floated down, Bejo in pursuit, but Callahan gets to it first. Here's Wagner, operating on a 1-on-2. Let's see what he can do, and he had it stripped. Chambers comes the other way with it. So some sloppy play on both ends on this 4-on-4, which will last for 20 more seconds. Here's Hart. Dancing into the offensive zone. Finds a cutting Wagner. He tried to go for the hat trick, but it's knocked down by the glove of DeCaro. Another look. That one too tall. Wagner almost had it on the rebound. 3 seconds left on the 4-on-4, and that should about do it. So now the man up in favor of the Huskies, but held in right now by St. Viator and scooped up on the pick by DeCaro. 42 seconds of the advantage here, 3:24 to go here in period number 3. 5-1, the Huskies trail here in the late stages of this one. Like something came loose onto the ice. Get that taken care of. Might be a mouth guard, it looks like. And we're ready to go here. Face off taken away by the Huskies. 1-on-2, it's Brett Johnson. He's gonna trigger and score! Brett Johnson gets goal number 8 on the season and makes it a much more respectable 5-2 deficit. So with 3:13 to go, everything all of a sudden gets a little more interesting. That's the first time, rather the second time in 11 opportunities that OPRF has made good on the power play. Wozniak chased by Batsi in the corner. 3 minutes to go here in period number 3. Johnson takes it away. He's got an odd man rush, 3-on-2. Johnson spun out. Good defense there by the Lions. Held in momentarily by OPRF, and we get a whistle. Looks like a roughing call coming up here against Laudadio. .240 to go as Laudadio sent to the box. And his team trailing 5-2 in the late stages of this third period. Looking like Oak Park River Forest will be frozen on 5 points. Still outpacing Carmel in the cellar of the standings. Carmel with just 1 thus far, or rather 4 points, with a 1-point deficit. Gurn controls. Up top, Jarose, he'll try a shot and it goes wide left. Picked up Gorman. He ricochets one off the boards, back up top. Here it goes over to Jarose. Back over Callahan. Gathered back in by Nobregas. Gorman fields the loose puck. Callahan gets it on over to Jarose. He'll try another shot looking for a deflection in front, but Gurn couldn't get the right position on it. Gorman dancing around a couple of defenders. He'll try his luck, and it goes wide right. Jarose, patient on this one. That one goes wide. And a whistle and a penalty. Cross-check the call, and it's going against OPRF, it appears. Jack Chambers, the guilty party, so set up the 5-on-3 attack now for Coach Tim Benz. Maybe these are just the situations you want to practice now with the result in hand. 87 seconds to go. Thank you for joining us on the SHL Game of the Week. Schaefer up to Vitali. Another look for Schaefer. He plays catch with Wilson, who's got a goal tonight. Wilson with a lot of space. Given back up, and it goes into the neutral zone, as the Lions couldn't hold that one in as we approach 60 seconds to play here from Mount Prospect Ice Arena. Just 15 seconds left on the first penalty. Hart moves into the offensive zone, dumps it back for Wagner. His shot is knocked away off the stick of DeCaro. Off the boards it goes, and it travels all the way down, and Beal lets it go as the first penalty is released, and Johnson back on the ice. 30 seconds left here. Hart finds Wagner up top, but nobody there to corral it. And with 15 seconds to go, it looks like the Lions will just hold this one as they move to 9-5 in the 2019-2020 season. A convincing victory. All they needed was the first period offense when they stuck a 4 spot on the board, and they rallied with another power play goal in the second, and that was all she wrote for this Huskies team as they drop to 2-11 on the season, including 1-6 away from Oak Park. That's going to do it for us here on the Scholastic Hockey League Game of the Week. Sean Wagner ups his goal total to 11 on the season. He breaks out of that tie for second, and his team marches off victorious here, 5-2 from Mount Prospect Ice Arena. A special thank you to everyone who helped out today with tonight's Scholastic Hockey League Game of the Week. I'm Tyler Hockey saying so long, and we'll see you next time here on the SHL Network.